The Ceylon Electricity Board has issued a schedule for intermittent power cuts across the island. The supply of power will be cut off to different areas for a number of hours in the morning and at night.
According to the schedule released by the CEB, the daytime brackets will be from 8:30 am to 11:30 am, 11:30 am to 2:30 pm or from 2:30 to 5:30 pm. During the night, scheduled in the following brackets from 6:30 to 7:30 pm, 7:30 to 8:30 pm or 8:30 to 9:30 pm. The CEB said that there are over 50 grid substations across the country and intermittent power cuts will be scheduled via those substations. A senior officer of the CEB said while the usual demand for power during the day is about 2,350 megawatts, currently only 1,950 megawatts of this demand can be supplied. The CEB noted that the power demand at night exceeds 2,600 megawatts, of which the CEB can only supply 2,300 megawatts. Although a schedule for intermittent power cuts has been issued by the CEB, when inquired on the matter, Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy Suren Bhattagoda said that the ministry has not granted permission for the CEB to implement the power cuts. He added that they have instructed leading private industrialists in the country to use their private generators to generate the electricity they require. Before the Norochole power plant broke down, there was no power cuts in the country. There is a question as to why there are power outages at a time when the Norochole power plant is fully operational. On one hand, the ministry is saying that they have not authorized these power cuts, and the CEB is talking about a power cut. There is clearly a mafia active in the power sector. This mafia creates an artificial power crisis and induces the purchase of emergency power. We have no power for about 2 to 3 hours a day. We can't do any work as a result of this. We can't sew clothes for the customers who come in. When someone comes to the tyre shop to patch up a flat tyre, we need electricity for our tools to function. We came here to get some water. There is no power, so we can't get anything done. All the yogurt and ice cream that we buy starts to melt. The companies don't even accept them if they are returned. Why can't officials see these? If we can't pay our bills for a month, they will cut off our connection. Power outages also cause disruptions to the supply of water in many areas across the island. General Manager of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board, Deepthi Sumanasekara, said water was supplied at low pressure to areas including Gaul, Matara and Gampaha districts. I don't think there will be a need for power cuts after that. There is a shortage of power and there is nothing to hide about it. But we can solve this problem by using electricity sparingly. We are working on that these days. We beg forgiveness from the general public. Some people ask why we don't tell them about power cuts beforehand. However, we will not purchase emergency power. Temporary businessmen are trying to exploit the prevailing situation and increase their prices. We are working according to a long-term plan. Honourable Minister, after the contract to purchase power between ACE Power in Ambilipatia and other private power plants expired, it was you yourself who submitted a cabinet proposal for the government to purchase these power plants. It has been over 3 years since the Cabinet of Ministers approved this. However, disregarding all of this, the Secretary of the Ministry, Suren Bhattagoda, and other officials have, for their personal needs, refrained from implementing these measures and continue to purchase power at exorbitant prices. The fact that certain engineers of the Ceylon Electricity Board are members of the board of directors of these companies is not a secret. Therefore, you, as the subject minister, are vested with the duty of rectifying this situation. It must be noted that as long as these issues continue to remain unaddressed, you will not be able to solve the problems in the country's power sector.
Lanka Viduli Bala Mandalaya.
The CEB on the 1st of November celebrated their 50th anniversary. They spent hundreds of thousands of rupees to put up banners and other congratulatory posters across the island. Some sections of the management of the CEB are blaming this government, saying that they weren't allowed to implement their plans. The issues in the country have become a gold mine that lines the pockets of high-ranking officers at the CEB and the leaders of the country.
Anuruddha Ratwatta from 1994 to 2001, Karu Jayasuriya from 2001 to 2004, Susil Premajantha 2004 to 2005, John Senaviratna from 2005 to 2010, Champika Ranavaka from 2010 to 2013, Pavitra Wanyarachi 2013 to 2015, Champika Ranavaka from January 2015 to August 2015, and Ranjit Siamala Pitya from August 2015 to October 2018. Today, we are reaping the bitter consequences of the decisions and actions taken by the former ministers of power over the past years. Our sincere gratitude goes out to all of them for keeping the public in the dark.